Morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Muse. I'm Ginger Hopper. Wow. I made it on time, but I'm a mess. Wow, those roads are so bad. It took me forever to get home on the bus today. But that's okay. I'm here now. It's time to pivot. That's what we're going to be talking about today. How are you all? How was your week so far? I feel like I have been MIA for so long because just the holidays don't get me. It's the company coming in that just I get a little overwhelmed, get my schedules all off. Oh, you take your glasses off so you can wash them, but then you can't see the sprayer. Just wait, I'm just kind of mumbling until people get on. Okay, all right, so it's time to pivot. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're in a place where you've always been and you always do what you've always done, you're always going to have what you always had. Wow, I can't believe that came out of my mouth that fast. When something's on your heart, you just say it, right? Okay, I hear my pig banging on the door wanting in. I hope he lays down because he can knock that door right down. Okay, sounds like he's getting quiet. If you are in a position where you have expectations for yourself, but you know it's not going to happen, we'll call them dreams. You have dreams for yourself. And you're like, man, someday I'm going to have a really nice house. Someday I am going to write a book. Someday I'm going to have a lot of money. First of all, if you're going to have a lot of money, you have to figure out how you're going to get the money because lottery, it ain't working, folks. How do you plan on doing what it is you want to do? If you're sitting on the couch watching TV every day, you're not going to accomplish whatever it is you've set out as your dream or your goal, right? So you have to pivot. And now is the time to pivot. We've been talking about the New Year's. We've been talking about every day is a new day. Every day is a new beginning. You can start today for doing what you want tomorrow. But if you don't take the time to pivot, you're never going to go in a different direction. You're going to be stuck right where you are. God, I love you, but you're not going to go anywhere except for the same direction you've always been in. If you are on the path that you want to go on and that you're going in the right direction, stop for a minute and look. If I continue going straight, how is that going to work? If I go over here and do just this little bit more, what's that going to do? If I go this way and do this a little bit more, how's that going to look? You may not need to pivot if you're making all of your accomplishments, but you may need to pivot slightly. You may need to do a 380 or 360 or whatever you call that where you spin around. You may need to pivot. And the best time to do that moment you have is a good time to make the pivot. Don't wait. Waiting for the future, it's never going to come. The future is always going to be ahead of you. Pivot now. Do the thing now. We're not promised tomorrow. We're not promised 5 minutes. So if you don't pivot now and you wait 5 minutes and your time is up, what kind of legacy are you leaving behind? Maybe it's a great legacy you're leaving behind, but maybe it's not the one you wanted to leave behind. Okay. So, what can you do today to make tomorrow just a little bit better? Or make today the day that your goal is a little bit more achievable? What are you going to do today? We've talked about it. Break it down. Now, let's talk about why people don't want to pivot. So, we get stuck in a situation where we think, I really want to do that, but I'm kind of afraid to do that because what if it looks bad? What if people look at it and go, "Ugh, I don't know about that." I'm going to tell you a quick story. The story is about myself, it's about the book. bear with me for a minute. But I had somebody one day, I said, "Yeah, I wrote this book. I'm so excited. It's, the illustrator's working on the pictures." "Oh, that's hard to write a book. I wish you the best." And then later on, "The book's in publishing. It's gonna be out soon. It's almost available for pre-orders." Oh gosh. I wish you the best. That's hard. The book is now available for pre-orders. It's out there. It's happened. I've got my copies on the way. Oh, I really hope it works for you, but I wouldn't get your expectations up there because, it's just a hard industry. Here's the book. It's out. Take a look. First, they thumbed through it and they looked at all the illustrations and giggled and laughed and that's really cute. That's nice. Then they said, "Well, that's a short book. I'll just read it real quick." And they read it. And they got about to the third or fourth from the last page and they said, "I see a moral coming in. It looks like a big one." And smiling the whole time. And they finished reading the book and they said, "That's really good, Ginger. That's a really good book. I am proud of you." Now, what is wrong with all that? The negativity and the trying, don't keep your hopes up. Don't get excited about this. It's probably not going to be good. It's probably not going to work. Don't get excited because very few people ever succeed. Don't get your hopes up. Made me feel like I wasn't good enough in their eyes, but it made me more determined. It doesn't matter if it's good or not. The accomplishment is what I was focused on. And I did look back at it and go, "Well, no, no, I'm not going to do that to myself because I succeeded at something that most people don't. I pivoted my thoughts and I went forward. It doesn't matter the outcome. The outcome was I continued, I fought, I got it out there. I did what I set out to do, and now it's available. And it's selling like wildfire. But it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm so grateful that it ended up being such a good book. I am so grateful for that. But just the accomplishment, because I kept putting myself down for 8 or 10 years. Just, well, you screwed up. Well, you guys, you cannot leave yourself where you're at. You need to pivot and move forward. Even if you never make it all the way, as long as you're trying every day, going a little bit further and doing a little bit more, there's going to be major accomplishments along the way. And the blessing I got when that person told me, "That's really good," it made me feel good because they approved after trying to knock me off that ledge for so long. It felt good. It wasn't prideful, it wasn't arrogance, it wasn't, "See there?" It was, "Hmm." It was almost I almost felt bad for them because they look at other people's doings and other people's happenings. I don't know if it's because they're negative about everything or if it's because they're so worried that the other person's gonna be hurt that they try to just keep you from getting excited about it. I don't know which way it is, and it really doesn't matter. What matters is that person needs to pivot, and if they're watching this, know that I love you, but You've got to find a way to be happy and positive and encouraging to people. If I would have stopped at those negative words, and maybe they weren't negative to you. Maybe you didn't view them as negative. Maybe you viewed them as, here, I'm going to keep you from getting injured. Let me help you. I'm going to hold you and keep you right here so you don't get hurt. When in fact, that's so wrong. You need to say, hey, guess what? You're here and you may get hurt, but get out of there. Keep going forward. If you get hurt, guess what? You'll know the path to come back here and find a different direction. Today, I want you all to pivot. At least take a look at your surroundings and see where you can do a little bit better to make your goals a success story. Good, bad, and different. Don't need other people's approval. This is about you. Go get it. I love you all so much. I have a quick video I have to do on another page, and then I have a coaching call. So I will see you all tomorrow morning, 9:30, right here on the Morning Muse. Unless I'm late on the bus again, I might be a few minutes late, but I'm going to do my very best. Love you all. Have a great day.